Reignite your intuition to grow your intuitive self. Today I talk about intuition and a Stone Age brain. My name is Angela and I'm a highly intuitive person by birth. What makes me the expert in supporting you regaining your intuition? As a psychic life coach, it is my passion to support people by becoming themselves. Trusting fully your intuition takes time and is a very individual process. I share with you my knowledge and strategies I have developed to support you in your daily lifestyle. Take 30 minutes of your lifetime and schedule a free call with me to figure out what you might want to change. Well, as a matter of fact, we can either call it a Stone Age brain or we can also call it instincts, because that's when we learned to use our instincts. That was back then when guys were hunters and girls were, caretakers. And by the way, we're still both of them. And in one of the biggest misunderstandings regarding our Stone Age brain is especially women, business women, who think they are supposed to pretend to be a man, but that's not what we are. We are a woman and not a man, and the woo is in our word, woman. Okay, so the point is, we are the caretakers. We are the nurturers. And this is nothing bad. That's by evolution. That's just by evolution. We are those who do this, So the point is, when we pretend to be the career guys, we go against our inner selves, because this Stone Age brain, as others call it, lizard brain, is something that's very fixed within us. And there is a lot of stuff that in the meanwhile we go against because we think it's smarter. Intuitively, we go kind of hand in hand with the instincts part-time. Not always, because there is one huge difference between intuition and instincts or Stone Age program. The point is, intuition is something that's so deep. If there is a moment where it's kind of panicking topic or where it's super important, the intuition wins no matter what. The brain can go against the instinct. This is possible. And I'm not talking about Stone Age brain, I'm actually talking about our 2020 brain. Okay? The point is, my instinct is I'm hungry, I eat. Pretty simple. Okay? So my brain can tell me, okay, I'm hungry, I would need to eat, but right now I would only get rubbish, so I just skip the eating part. Sounds funny? It's not, it's a fact. Intuitively, I grab an apple and I can, whenever feel that I get the information, this apple is poisoned. I don't eat it. If I go against my gut feeling and I take a bite, we're back to the Snow White story. Okay? So if I trust my intuition, it's something you can do with grocery shopping. Go to the grocery store, and if there is something that you don't like to take, touch it for once, take 2-3 deep breaths and figure out what it is, and you will intuitively know if that's good for you or not. Instinctively, when you're hungry, you will still eat it. Because we are not that connected anymore within ourselves as we're supposed to. Our instinct is getting blurry from time to time due to the changes we made. I mean, come on, it's 2020, which means it's more than 2,000 years after Christ, which means it's more than many thousand years after Stone Age. And there is a lot of things we have changed. For example, that we live in as couples together. That's nothing natural. The reason why it was man, I'm sorry, but that's how it is, said we have to live within one partnership and there's nobody else, is that they know who's the father of the child. But that never happened before we were not moving into houses, because when we were all living together in a big group, who cared? It's not a natural thing to live with one person. It is a decision. Like becoming a vegetarian, by the way. It's a decision we make. And more we start to try to find other ways to live together, but unfortunately not due to the fact that we that we want to go back to where we've been with this being happy with each other. It's more to not commit. That's another point again. But that would be another topic for another podcast, by the way. But the point is, instinct and intuition is close to each other, but it's not parallel. It's not exactly the same. A child instinctively starts to cry when it's hungry, but intuitively grabs the breast from the mother. Okay? Why? Boo. It's not that it's either or, it's always as well. Okay? It's instinct as well as intuition. It's a very, very, very thin line. What I think is really important to be aware of the fact that instincts can much easier be overruled by your brain. Intuition can be. We can actually overrule everything by our brain, but that's not very, very good to feed it. Okay? That's not the helpful thing that's going on, which is okay. That's fine. The point is being aware, which means being conscious about the difference, can give you an easier way to deal with it. Does that sound weird? Yep, it is weird. You know, and that's the point. That's okay, it can be weird. Life's sometimes really weird. Actually, sometimes it's even annoying because we have 10,000 other things to do than being clear on everything else than us, and that's just so exhausting. And that's the point. You know, things can be weird, but that's not bad. So, instinct can be exhausting, intuition can be exhausting. What's the exhausting part about the two of them? Nothing. The exhausting part about it is to deal with it when you live consciously. Is it instinct, is it intuition, or actually do I go against mainstream? That's the really exhausting part. Like intuitively you know, I shouldn't do that. Instinctively you already wanted to turn around, but everybody said, hey, don't be a girl, do that. Boom, you're in. And whenever you come out with a broken leg. Ooh. That was not the goal, but you went against all your information you got from your gut, from your instinct. Okay? And this is something that we are really good at in the meanwhile, and especially at the moment. On one hand, we are really good to go against all those things, which is something that I really like in this time is the energy shift that started. And in this energy shift, you start to realize that a lot of stuff that should not come up is now coming out. Stuff that is so ugly and so blah, especially politics and all that stuff. Back 100 to 200 years ago, a lot of people were safe because they were money ruled. And meanwhile, nobody cares about the money anymore. Of course, stop, we need money. That's not the point. But it's not anymore that you can just buy yourself free. It's over. And a lot of these people, I must admit, it's mostly politicians, I get it. They have instinctively known that they're doing something bullshitty, but they went against all their gut feelings as well. So they ignored their intuitive stop, which for sure kicked in, and went straight ahead into the wall. And now they're there. And now they're standing at the wall with their back on it, and it's like, did I do anything? Yes, for Christ's sake, you did not listen to your inner guidance. And that's idiotic, because that's what we have it for. And now you just pay the price. That's how it is. And this price cannot be valued with money. None of it. So your gut feeling and your instinct or your Stone Age brain guide you until you think you're smarter than they are, and here we go, you have it. And no, I don't feel sorry for you. Why not? We all have the same chance. And I'm not meaning, and I don't want to go into the discussion one country, other country, but instinctive wise and intuitively, we have the same, all the same, doesn't matter where we're from. We have it within us. But if we don't listen, well, let's bang to the wall. That's how it is. We bang our heads on the wall just because we want to go through it. Is it smart? No. A lot of people who don't have that much money to get educated like crazy, are much better in listening to those things because they have not much choice. And sometimes I think always learning with the brain is definitely something that we have to stop, especially in this area where I grew up in. We have to become more connected within us again, because then we also don't discuss the instinct and intuitive thing again, or not that often because it's very logic and very clear. Funny enough, it's a topic that if I discuss it, I mainly discuss it with men. Men are asking me that, women don't, which I think it's very interesting. I should probably follow up that one and make another podcast about this topic. Fact is, listen to you and then ask your brain if it really has to override your instinct and or your intuition, because I am against overriding any of it as long as we handle it without hurting anybody, and we not build up to hurt anybody. We're built and we're here to love everybody, and not, don't get me wrong, but you know what I mean with love everybody, okay? So follow your intuition, follow your instinct, and be aware what is the difference. Are you ready for being you? Yes? Then go to angelahack.com, work with me, book a 30-minute call, and you find the link right above at the top of the menu. Thank you for listening to Reignite Your Intuition. Have an intuitive day.